In this video, I'm going to show you how to layer colors onto an outline SVG file. So let's get started. In a previous video, I showed you how to download a Google image and bring it into Inkscape and turn it into an SVG file. So you want to find that file by going to File, Import, select it, and click Open. Then once it's here, if it's not selected already, select it and make sure that it says Path down at the bottom. And then deselect everything by going to this button here. Find your paint bucket. If it doesn't show, click on these two little arrows and from the drop down, choose Paint Bucket. I find it easier to just use the shortcut on the keyboard, which is the letter U. Now you want these settings for this type of image to be visible colors, threshold 15, grow shrink by 1 pixel, and close gaps none. Go back to your selection arrow, deselect everything, and find your paint bucket or hit the letter U. Choose a color, fill an area, and that was not the color I chose, so let's try that again. Choose a color, fill an area, choose your selection arrow, and deselect. If you do not do these two steps, what's going to happen when you choose the color for your next area to be filled in, it's going to change that color. So you want to make sure that you do your, after you fill, you do your select and deselect. And then hit the letter U and choose a color, choose an area, left click and fill. Selection arrow, deselect, the letter U, choose a color, select an area, left click and fill. Now I have two areas. So I want my selection arrow, hold the Shift key and select both of those colors. Go to Path, Combine. That's going to put that on one layer. So this is going to cut like this. So it's easier to line up once you get it cut. Deselect everything, letter U, choose a color, fill an area, select tool, Shift key, select all those colors, and go Path, Combine. Or you can use the shortcut, Control K. And also to zoom in and zoom out, you can use your mouse wheel or the plus keys or minus keys on your keyboard. Deselect everything, the letter U, choose a color, choose an area, left click, and fill. Selection arrow, hold the Shift key, select all those colors, Path, Combine, or Control K, and deselect. Now the only color I have left is white. Nope, that's not true. I'm going to do his little buttons here. So let's go to deselect everything, the letter U, and I'll do a dark gray, select arrow, Shift key, select all those light colors, Path, Combine, or Control K. Deselect. Now all I have left is white. This is not white, it's transparent. So what I like to do for white is either color it in a light gray like 20% or even 10%, or you can choose your rectangle and squares, left click and draw a box over your image. and then choose a color that's not in your image. Go back to your selection tool and use this button here for lower selection to the bottom. Or you can use Object, lower to bottom, or the shortcut is End. And the End button is above your numbers keypad on a laptop. I'm not sure where it is on a PC or a Mac, but I just use this button here. It's much easier. So now go to your letter U, select the color white, and fill in all your white areas. I need to zoom in here. Selection arrow, shift key, select all your white areas. I have to zoom in and get these. Go to Path, Combine, or Control K. Now, as you can see, I forgot to do the whites in his eyes. So I'm going to zoom in by hitting the plus key. And you can drag your canvas around by pushing down on the wheel on your mouse and drag it around. So I'm going to deselect everything, hit the letter U, choose the color white, and fill in those eyes. Selection arrow, shift key, select all the white, and then click on a white area that you've already combined and do Path Combine again, or Control K. And that puts all that white on one layer. Now we need the black area, outline. So let's grab that and pull it aside. Then what we want to do is go to Path, Break Apart. And before I do the next step, there's an open area right here. And I want that to still be open. I don't want it to be black. So that is right here. So I'm going to deselect everything and I'm going to try to find that area. I'm going to turn it a different color, and then I'm going to do a Control D to duplicate it, and I'm going to pull that off to the side. Then I'm going to left click and draw a box around my black pieces again and go to Path Union. If you don't have any pieces like that, then once you do Break Apart, you can just do Path Union. Put this back underneath, that's your solid black outline, and then select this little piece and put that in there and zoom in so you can see what you're doing. Make sure it's in a good spot. Hold the shift key, select the black, and do a path difference. And that's going to put that hole back in there. And then you can delete the background. Draw a box around everything. Group it. And now when you take it into your cutting program that allows you to use SVG files, you'll have all the different layers. You'll have the black for the bottom, red, white, orange, green, blue, blue, and the gray. And that's pretty much it. So now you can go to File, Save As. I save my stuff initially to the desktop. Snowman layers, give it a name, and I save everything as a plain SVG. I want to show you right quick how you can combine colors using your paint bucket without having to go to path combine every time. So deselect everything, hit your letter U, and hold down your shift key while filling in like colors. And then when you go to your arrow, you're going to see that they're already one layer. Now keep in mind, when you take this to your cutting program, you're going to need a piece of material this big, and all of this is going to be wasted space. But the reason I like to combine is I'll put registration marks on complicated SVG files that I'm afraid I won't be able to layer correctly, and that's where this combining comes in handy. Of course, you can always just fill and not combine any of them, and then when you take them into your cutting program, they're going to come in as single layers. Okay, when you hit go on a Cricut anyway, when you get to your mat, they'll be in straight line. The pieces will all be in a straight line. Now, another quick tip I wanted to tell you was that if you select your piece and you hover over the top, there's a little circle with an arrow in it, and it's actually a rotation arrow. So you can grab that little circle and rotate your piece. And of course, you can click on them and move them wherever you would like them to be. But that little circle with the arrow comes in handy for also saving space and material. Okay? I just wanted to give you that quick tip. Thanks for watching. Join me in my next video.